Morning, folks. I just want to take a minute this morning and give you guys a little bit of perspective on our NetSuite launch and go live over this past week and some, and just speak to some of the issues and challenges that each of us are probably facing in our day-to-day jobs. So, I know that for a lot of you, you're probably feeling like it's taking you longer than you hoped to learn the new capabilities of the system, find the things that you need in NetSuite to just do your day-to-day job. And you're thinking, gosh, I could do all these things in Apprise or Cuss Pro or Prod Pro or WMS or whatever system I worked in day to day with my eyes shut. I could just get it done like that. And now I'm having to look everywhere to figure out where I'm supposed to go. I can't remember exactly how I'm supposed to start this process in NetSuite or which report or screen I need to do that from. And I get that, and I know on the other side of that, we have all of you guys are so passionate about performing with distinction and loving our customers and serving one another well that you hate to disappoint either our customers externally that we're dealing with in the marketplace or our internal customers where there's other parts of the business that your team is serving. So I understand all that. I appreciate all that, and I'm so thankful for how dedicated our team members are that that this disappointment is a real and personal thing. And it's not just like, yeah, whatever. Who cares if the customer's upset, or who cares if takes longer to get to the next people that need this than it has been. So I'm so thankful for our passion for the business and serving and loving our customers and one another. So I thank you guys for that. But I just want to give you guys a little bit of perspective today about where we are in our second week since go live. I know that we've talked about this before, but I just want to share a few facts and figures with you guys today to give you a little bit of context for where we are right now and how we would compare to thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of other businesses that have been through an ERP implementation before. So, did you know that actually somewhere between 50 and 75% of all ERP implementations fail? And by fail, I don't mean that they just didn't go great or that they didn't get all the outcomes that they wanted. I'm talking about fail. They ripped them out and they went back to the system that they were on previously because it was such a failure and they weren't able to serve their customers. They weren't able to process things effectively. Approximately between half and 75% of all ERP systems reach that fate. And it's pretty incredible to read the stories of companies that have either been on death's door of bankruptcy because of this or came out on the other side of an ERP implementation just a shadow of their former selves because it was so devastating to the company. So in that context of 50 to 75% of ERP implementations failing, and for those that didn't fail, there's some pretty horrible stories about the long-term prospects and impact to the company. We are doing incredibly well as a business. Everyone that I've spoken with on our board of directors that have all been through numerous ERP implementations over the years, to friends and peers of mine in C12 and other organizations really around the country. Our board and those that are familiar with where we're at and what we're experiencing right now are kind of flabbergasted that we are having so few issues as a company. And even if you compare this to our go live from 20 some years ago on our JD Edwards One World system, 2 weeks into that, things were a disaster at the business. We couldn't tell you where inventory was. We couldn't tell you what customers had ordered, what it was that we had shipped out, how much we had invoiced them, how much money they owed us. You go to the warehouse and think you were picking something and the product wouldn't be there and you wouldn't be able to find where it's located in the warehouse. I mean, unmitigated disaster. And that was the kind of thing that we experienced just 20 some years ago as a company. And lots of other companies have had experiences not dissimilar to that when ERP implementations did not go well. So we are experiencing nothing like that as a business. We've had a couple of uh, we've had a couple of issues that have been customer impacting. The most notable one being the sales tax issue that we had on the web, where sales taxes were showing up for customers that were tax exempt. That was addressed and put to bed last Thursday. It has not been a problem since. We're still dealing with customers that used our website, and we're managing multiple customer accounts from one login previously and getting them set up in NetSuite that they can manage that in a similar sort of way. But we still are going through the process of setting customers up manually to get them that full capability on the website. Um, but really, at this point, it's pretty incredible where we are with the ERP system implementation, and that things are the kind of issues that we're addressing are so small in scope and importance relative to the grand scheme of how we run our company day to day. So I am thrilled with our progress. I am incredibly proud of where we are at. And I believe we are very much on our way to getting back to a place where we're serving our customers just as they were accustomed to just a few weeks ago prior to the transition to NetSuite, which honestly I thought was going to be a process that would be measured in months, not weeks. So I know one of the things that's on people's minds as we go into this is like, where are we at? How are we doing? We can't really see the balanced business scorecard right now to see where we are overall. We don't have that information presently. We don't have our time-paced sales reports for our field salespeople and folks working throughout our sales and marketing organization. So, where's the scoreboard? I can't see if we're winning or losing. Well, I want to tell you guys definitively right now that we are winning, and I want to share with you some of the numbers that we've been able to pull together from the new system, and hopefully in short order we will have available to everyone throughout the company in a very accessible way in the coming days and weeks. But just to share with you some of the information that we have, as of this moment, we are at 95% to our sales goal for the first quarter of this year. So we're doing as good, really as good as we were on that goal heading into the NetSuite go live. And ask any of our salespeople if they are just a couple points behind time pace with several weeks left in the quarter. A lot of times they've got a lot of confidence about getting there by the end of the quarter. So we're in a great shape from a sales perspective. Our Utah distribution center out in Ogden is actually caught up with orders and getting out orders as they come on the system rather than working through a backlog. Here in North Carolina, they're not far behind from that. And we believe by Friday we'll be caught up to where we're providing the same level of service to our customers in terms of orders shipping within 24 hours of us receiving those. Our customer service group is dangerously close to clearing out the backlog of sales orders and quotes. Our quote team is largely caught up and staying caught up with turning around quotes in a relatively short period of time that are coming into our pricing team. And we've had over 500 issues, with 99% of them being minor issues that have been reported and resolved in the first couple of weeks of the system. On our website, where we thought that I thought that it would take us months to sort of get back to where we started from with all the change with our customers, them needing to reset their credentials. Some with older browsers probably going to have compatibility issues with the website. We have actually not skipped a beat. We have taken over 851 orders from 662 different customers that have all set up new passwords and credentials for their website to move forward and place those orders. That has generated over $750,000 in revenue in the business. And if we compare being this far into the month of like a week and a couple days at this point, we compare that to the previous 12 months of the year, we are better than 75% of the preceding months. And that's on a totally new system with our customers learning totally new ways to operate and order on our system. So on the web, we are doing incredibly well. So the last thing that I just want to close with you guys is give you a little bit of context about sort of where I think we are in our process and what the coming weeks are going to look like. So, our theme this year is about launching on mission, and we have launched NetSuite now, right? We have taken off. We fired those rockets. We've had all those flames and smoke and everything going out of from underneath our rocket, propelling us up into the atmosphere, and we are accelerating. We're getting faster. In fact, we're at that place in a rocket launch where the rocket is continuing to accelerate and get faster. And there's still some shaking going on inside of that rocket. And there is a concept in rocket science of this idea of max Q. And max Q is this place when you are accelerating and going up into the atmosphere. It's the force of resistance against the rocket to continue on into space. And it's my belief that we are approaching or passing through max Q right now. And what that means is like the force against our rocket or the organization of Bob Barker Company right now is about, we've reached this maximum level of force and resistance against this launch, right? So we're experiencing in a rocket launch, that means that the astronauts inside of the rocket would be experiencing about 3 Gs of dynamic pressure, which means about 3 times the normal gravitational pull of the Earth is like the force that's pressing against them. So I think we're all feeling that 3 Gs of force right now, where we've got 3 times the normal amount of pressure coming against us as we're trying to like hang on and keep this thing accelerating and working its way back up through the atmosphere so we can get out into orbit, where we then begin to free float around the Earth, and things are a little bit more normative, and the level of pressure is actually less than when we started here on Earth. And that's where we ultimately want to get to. But I think we're kind of in the middle of max Q right now, where we've got the maximum force against us, but we are making incredible progress, and we're getting faster each day as an organization at processing orders, doing day-to-day things. And we're really catching up from a service perspective with where we were servicing our customers before all this began. And ultimately, our objective with the introduction of NetSuite is to actually be in a place where we're actually better serving them than when we began this whole process, and ultimately to transition not just to get back to next day shipping service. We want to get to same day shipping service with our customers, and NetSuite is going to enable that. So speed is really the key. Us continuing to increase our speed, getting more comfortable with how we navigate in the system. And we're going to continue to encounter challenges along the way. We've still got pieces of information that people need to understand the scoreboard and how they can adjust and continue to improve. And our top leadership team and our IT team is working furiously to give people the information and that they need to effectively do their jobs. But I would just ask for everyone in the company to just extend each other a little bit of grace, extend our teams grace as we try and get everyone the information that they need, get issues resolved so we can continue to accelerate and serve our customers well. But I am just incredibly proud of all the work that this team has done, and I am incredibly optimistic about where we are and where we're going. And we've got a couple more things that we got to get through before we're going to be free floating into orbit, in terms of an upgrade that's heading our way with NetSuite that we'll begin testing on within just the next few weeks. And then we'll be live on our first upgrade in a little more than a month's time from now. And that'll be kind of our last little bit of resistance as we make our way into orbit, where it is a lot less challenging on a day-to-day perspective to get through it. But once again, I'm so proud of the team and all that you guys have accomplished. I have a ton of confidence in everyone involved in this process. And I thank you guys for working so hard and enduring this time where the pressure is like 3 times of what it normally is at the Bob Barker Company. But you know what? We're getting through it because we're demonstrating our grit. We are demonstrating our values. We're continuing to start with love with one another and with our customers. We're continuing to act with courage as we learn our way through this new system and this new processes. We're continuing to perform with distinction, and that we're smoking practically every other company that's ever gone live on an ERP system. We're delivering solutions to our customers and to problems as they come up in a very quick fashion. And I'm so proud of that. And we're continuing to be humble and lovingly care for one another as we're all going through this heightened level of dynamic pressure together. So, once again, just want to thank you guys for all your hard work and just let you know how proud I am as the president of the company, how we're performing as a team. So, thank you.